Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now, Kisumu Central Legislator Fred Oda has warned Deputy President William Ruto's allies against pushing President Uhuru Kenyatta to declare his stand on 2022 poll. Oda said focus should be on advancing Kenyatta's building initiative with opposition chief Raila Odinga. The MP made the remarks as he also defended Baringo Senator Gideon Moi against recent attacks by Ruto allies.
It is not about William Ruto. Rift Valley has so many leaders who can become president. And so far, we all know that it's William Ruto and Gideon Moi. So why will Kipchumba Murkomen and his team and Deputy President William Ruto keep bashing Gideon Moi? It is not correct. He has his democratic right to run as president of the Republic of Kenya. And he has attained the age. He has the education background. He has some leadership qualities. Why not? He can go for it. And I'm encouraging him. Come 2022, and Gideon Moi feels he can run for president, yes, let him go for it. Let him go for it. And let him convince Kenyans. Same to William Ruto. Let him convince Kenyans.
More than 10,000 petty offenders are set to leave jail by the end of this year and engage in community work as part of efforts to decongest prisons. In Western Region alone, 650 inmates will walk free in an exercise that began today. Willie Lusige reports.
Kenneth Wekesa arrives to plant his memorial seedling to commemorate the day that he will be walking free prematurely after spending 15 months out of 24 months he was sentenced to serve in jail. And he is looking forward to going home when the prison's gate opens tomorrow. He was sentenced to jail after being found guilty of being in possession of a stolen laptop, and he is among 250 petty offenders released from all prisons in Western Region in a program that aims to decongest prisons across the country.
Ile kazi ambayo tulikuwa tunapewa kule industry ni kutengeneza furnitures. Kwa hivyo nimehitimu pale, niko na grade 2, niko tayari kufanya kazi pale raia. Mambo ya keresa sasa ninasema kwa heri.
Thousands of petty offenders currently serving prison terms will be released as the government moves to decongest prisons. The government is pushing for the adoption of community service orders and probation orders as alternative sentences for petty offenders. Under this system, petty offenders are either put under the supervision of a probation officer or put on a community service. A bigger part of the plan targets female inmates.
Nilienda darasani nimefunzwa kutengeneza sabuni, shampoo na kulima. Nilifungwa mwaka moja na miezi 8. Nimekaa hapa miezi 3 na wiki 2. Ilikuwa nitakani niende nyumbani next year mwezi wa 2. Lakini niko na furaha vile serikali imetukumbuka.
It is expected through the program 10,000 inmates will be released by the end of the year. The program also intends to ensure family units continue as well as the reconciliation with the offended persons.
Tumepata fursa nzuri, fursa ya kupunguza ile idadi ya wafungwa ambao tuko nao ndani ya jela, ambayo itatupa nafasi ya kuhudumia wale ambao wanabaki vyema zaidi.
There are various factors that we look at before they are released. One, we look at the kind of offenses and whether that particular offense is going to be a danger to the community where they are going. We also look at their family backgrounds. Are they willing to perform that kind of work? The victims, if there is a victim, is the victim willing to accept them? Are they remorseful about the offenses that they have committed?
The Criminal Justice System Audit Report published in 2007 estimates that 70% of all charges are related to petty offenses. Currently, penal institutions have 55,000 prisoners against a capacity of 32,000. Willie Lusige, Ktn News, Kakamega.
Also, the Council of Governors and the Law Society of Kenya are proposing that county attorneys should have a minimum of 5 years' experience, either as distinguished scholars, judicial officers, or legal practitioners to qualify for appointment. The governors have supported the Office of the County Attorney Bill 2018, saying it will improve service delivery and save taxpayers' money spent on hiring different lawyers to represent the county governments.
Plans to have county governments establish the Office of the County Attorney are on course. The Senate Standing Committees on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights received submissions and memoranda from the public and institutions. Once enacted, all the country's 47 counties will have a county attorney who will be the chief legal advisor to the county government. The county attorney shall draft legislative proposals for the county government and advise its agencies on legislation. This will ensure governors deal with legal issues in a structured manner.
In this county, Nairobi, and other counties, the biggest pending bill and the biggest spending, which is unnecessary, is on litigation costs. Most counties are being taken to court, not because because out of ignorance they have committed an illegality, because they don't have legal advisors. The county attorney bill is coming up with the county solicitor, county legal advisor, and also county attorney. County attorney. Therefore, it will reduce, litigation cost has gone up. You can see even some law firms are being owed by county governments even up to $1 billion shillings, which is very shocking. That 1 billion shillings should have gone to a much more like hospitals and drugs.
According to the Law Society of Kenya and the Council of Governors, a person who qualifies for appointment as county attorney should have at least 5 years' experience as a distinguished academic, judicial officer, legal practitioner, or such other experience in other relevant legal field. He or she should also be an advocate of the High Court of Kenya and meet the requirements of Chapter 6 of the Constitution on leadership and integrity. The Law Society of Kenya says the county attorney should have security of tenure to insulate the office from political interference and witch hunt. LSK recommends the independence of the office of the county attorney along the lines of the National Office of the Attorney General.
Like even somebody of 20 years senior counsel can apply. That's why we need to make the package attractive and the remuneration attractive and even the work environment. And even we are trying also in the legislation to make sure we delink from the politics of the county. Say that the Attorney General, the county attorney, cannot be held at the whims. And that is why we'll bring security of tenure, cannot be held at the whims of the governor.
The county attorneys shall be appointed by governors with approval of the county assembly. They shall have deputies and other legal team to help in the day-to-day running of the county's legal affairs. The attorneys will also come in handy in representing governors facing impeachment threats. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.
A task force has now been formed to look into the mystery of Ndakaini Dam water levels. Despite the current heavy rains pounding the area surrounding it, Water PS Joseph Irugu says the task force will have 60 days to give its report. But even as the task force was being set to probe the issue, Cabinet Administrative Secretary in the Ministry of Water, Winnie Gushu, appears to be blaming what she called erratic rains in the past 4 years for the low water levels. Shadrach Miti tells us more.
The mystery of falling water levels at Ndakaini Dam, the main source of water for Nairobi city residents, has continued to disturb the country. And on Wednesday, senior officials from the Ministry of Water, led by the Cabinet Administrative Secretary Winnie Gushu and Principal Secretary Joseph Irungu, toured the facility. And aware of the anxiety the state of Ndakaini Dam has elicited, a task force has been formed to provide answers.
This dam has been in existence for the last 24 years. And it is one of our largest dams in the country. And of course, when it began, the kind of challenges we are having today were not there. But after 24 years, we needed to find out why we are in the kind of situation that we are in. And it's important, therefore, that we put all these technical people, all the stakeholders together, so that we can now look into the issues that have been raised today.
Questions have been raised as to why there are low water levels at the dam, leading to water rationing, yet the country continues to experience heavy rains.
Currently, this is the biggest source of water in Nairobi. Nairobi demand is 770,000 cubic meters, but they are able to produce 526,000 cubic liters. So we have slightly short. We are short by 250,000 liters. So with that shortage, the demand for Nairobi is extremely high. So
Ndakaini Dam supplies 85% of water used in Nairobi. At full capacity, the dam can hold up to 70 million cubic meters of water, producing 440,000 cubic meters of water daily, which is about 84% of total water supply to Nairobi residents. But this is not happening, and there is a reason.
There has been very poor rainfall within this area from the year 2014, and it has been consistent. As you very well know, a dam is fed from a river. So if the river that is feeding the dam does not have water, then the water levels are going to go down. So that's one of the things we came to establish.
The bulk of water that feeds Ndakaini Dam comes from the Abadeas catchment that feeds the reservoir up to between 1,700 to 2,000 millimeters. But in 2017, the total amount of rainfall received in the Aberdares was just 700 millimeters. However, with the meteorological department predicting increased rains in the highlands that feed Ndakaini, the situation promises to improve. Shadrack Miti, Ktn News.
Immunization campaign to get rid of a possible polio outbreak kicked off today in Nairobi, with the main focus being Eastleigh, where a virus was reported a few days ago. The campaign is targeting to immunize over 2.4 million children under 5 years in the next 3 months. Caroline B. has that story.
Raw sewage, a sign of poor waste disposal, litters and flows slowly across this rough road. It is right on this site that the polio virus type 2 was discovered 2 months ago. Underneath the water is a manhole. Due to the heavy rains, the manhole is now overflowing, spilling the wastewater and excreta. And fears are that children pass here unaware of the dangers posed by these sewers.
The site number 2 drains area that is highly inhabited by the migrant population. And most of our migrants come from Somali and some from Ethiopia. And basically in Somali, the health systems are broken down.
200 meters from here, a drive to kick out polio is underway following the discovery of the dangerous virus. Women have arrived in their large numbers together with their children, most of them under 5 years, to prevent the disease that causes paralysis and, in severe cases, death among young children and the elderly. One by one, each child is given their dose by trained medical officers.
Nataka kuena feature poa pia, na the moment, especially in our society, the moment you are disabled, most likely unakuwa azinuko deserted, unaona?
Ningependa kuwahimiza wazazi wote ambao wako na watoto wa chini ya miaka 5 wasikatae chanjo, because ni kuprotect mtoi against hiyo polio, na si poa mtoi kama umemzaa akiwa tu sawa I end up tena kukuwa na deformity.
The drive will be done in all 17 sub-counties of Nairobi. This will involve visits to homes, schools and churches to get as many children as possible. The Nairobi target is immunizing 800,000 children.
In 2015, we had only 74 cases of wild polio virus that were reported in the 2 of the remaining endemic countries of Afghanistan and Pakistan, compared to the over 350 cases that were reported in 2014.
By eradicating polio, children in Kenya and the entire world will benefit. And no child or parent will ever know the pain of polio paralysis.
Caution has been given to families living near sewer lines to keep their children away from such places. Polio is spread when children consume water and food contaminated with fecal matter infected with the virus.
We encourage people to avoid sites that have a sewer flow. The best thing that they should do is to report a sewer flow.
Once a child is immunized, they are marked with indelible ink to avoid a repeat. The immunization campaign will continue until the 13th of this month before it proceeds to hotspot counties in June and July. Caroline B.
Well, police officers in Mathira, Nyeri County are now a hopeful lot following the return of their grabbed land by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. The 2 parcels of land had been set aside for the construction of modern housing for police officers. Raquel Muigai reports.
The poor state of police housing has been a topic in the lips of many for a long time, with pledges from various agencies on how to tackle that problem being made. At this particular police station in Mathira, the case is not different. One will find police officers using their work shields to seal the gaping holes within these iron sheet structures. But today, 2 parcels of land that had been grabbed were officially handed over to Inspector General of Police Joseph Boynet.
Our police officers cannot work because there are some land grabbers out there. The parcels of land that we are returning today have a value of over 20 million Kenya shillings, and it measures about 1 acre.
We must follow you so that you don't enjoy it. If it's money in the bank, we shall follow and freeze it. If it is land, we come and take it.
Despite the loss of land to land grabbers acting as hindrance to better housing, a housing project that began years ago and set to serve police officers within the area has since stalled.
It is very disappointing and very, very sad that hiyo project ya nyumba imekaa for a
terrible record of 7 years ikiwa imesimama. Hata mawe imeanza kuwa nyeusi. Na nimeona hata nyasi imeanza kumea kwa mawe juu. Meaning someone is sleeping with a job.
Nitakufuatilia sana. Ukiniona kwa ofisi yako usinifukuse. Nitakufuata IG mpaka hizo nyumba zijengwe.
At the moment, 2 out of the already 10 identified stolen parcels of land have been recovered by the EACC. A majority of the already identified lands said to be lying adjacent to the Mathira police station.
So anybody sitting on land that originally belonged to the police, uko pali babaya, because we are coming for our property.
The big question, however, remains how such parcels of land, especially those belonging to the police service, get in the hands of private developers. Raquel Muigai, Ktn News in Nyeri County.
You're watching Ktn Prime. Thank you for staying with us. We're taking a short break to pave way for business news. But when we come back in business, we will be telling you about the profits made by Safaricom.